So you live in Rush, New York, and you're looking for a dog trainer. It's a pretty big decision, right? Well, that's exactly what this is for, to help you find that perfect professional match for you and your dog.
Okay, so where do you even start? It can feel like a huge task for sure, but don't worry. We're going to break it all down into some really simple practical steps. It's going to make this whole process a lot easier. Here's our plan. We'll talk about why you're training here in Rush, then get into how to find a good trainer, what questions you need to ask, what to expect for costs, and even where you can practice around town.
All right, let's get started. First things first, let's think about our local lifestyle. What does having a well-trained dog actually look like for us, right here in Rush? It's about more than just the basic commands like sit or stay. We're talking about real life. Like, can your dog walk calmly down our quiet streets without pulling? How do they act when you greet a neighbor? Or what about those car rides to Henrietta or Rochester for errands? Those are the goals that really matter day to day. Okay, so now that we have those goals in mind, the big question is, how do you find a pro who can actually help you get there? Let's talk about what makes a trainer great. You're going to hear this term a lot, positive reinforcement. And it's really the cornerstone of good modern dog training. Instead of punishing bad behavior, it's all about rewarding the good stuff. It makes your dog want to learn, and it builds an amazing bond between you two. Now, you might see a bunch of letters after a trainer's name, and yeah, it can look a little like alphabet soup. But these certifications are actually a really good sign. They mean the trainer has put in the work. They're committed to staying up to date on the best, most humane methods, and they take their profession seriously. So you've got two main options here, in-home training or group classes. Think of it this way. In-home is perfect for tackling those very specific issues that happen, well, at home, like jumping on guests or surfing the counters. Group classes are more about practicing those skills when there are other dogs and people around, which is a whole different challenge. All right, let's say you've got a short list of trainers. Now what? It's time to do a little interviewing. You need to ask some really specific questions to find the absolute best fit. These 4 questions are your checklist. You're really trying to get a feel for them. You want to hear about their methods, hopefully positive reinforcement. You want to know about their experience and credentials. You need to know if they'll create a plan just for your dog, not some cookie-cutter approach. And of course, you need them to be upfront about the costs. Okay, let's talk money. It's a real consideration, right? Knowing the going rates around here in Monroe County helps you budget and figure out what kind of value you're getting for your investment. So for a one-off private lesson, which usually lasts about an hour to an hour and a half, you're looking at something in the ballpark of $100 to $180. That can be great if you just have 1 or 2 little things to work on, but for bigger goals, you'll often find that packages or classes give you more bang for your buck. And here's a quick look at the typical cost for 2025. You can see there's a pretty wide range. Puppy and group classes are on the more affordable end, in-home packages are a bit more of an investment, and then you have board and train programs, which are the most intensive option for really tough behavior challenges. This is so important to remember. The training session with the professional is just the beginning. The real change happens when you take those skills and practice them out in the real world, day in and day out. And luckily, we've got some amazing places to do that right around here. You've got Veterans Memorial Park in Henrietta. Ellison Park is great for working on leash skills with some real-life distractions. And of course, Mendon Ponds Park. It's perfect for practicing things like recall, where you have a bit more space. Just a quick heads up on the rules, though. Remember that in Rush and all of Monroe County, you've got to have your dog on a 6-foot leash in public areas, unless you're in a specifically designated dog park. It just keeps everyone safe and happy. When you get right down to it, this whole thing isn't just about teaching your dog to follow rules. It's about building a partnership. It's about creating a confident companion that you can really enjoy life with here in Rush and anywhere you go. I really do wish you the best of luck in finding the right trainer, because having that well-behaved dog, it just makes everything better. Every walk, every time friends come over, even just those quiet nights at home. It's more enjoyable for everyone, especially for you and your dog.